What's the one thing that really makes your stream better, or makes it easier, or makes it look better?
That's easy.
Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome to Behind the Stream, powered by Ecamm. This is the chance for you guys out there that are watching, to show us your stream setup, right? So everything that you're using behind the stream, the cameras, the lights, the stream decks, all the different tools and things you have, we want to see what you're using. And today our guest is David Paskin. I should say Rabbi David Paskin. Thank you for joining me.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me, Brian.
No problem. So, hey, give me a little quick rundown, what do you do, where you're located, and we'll just start there.
Yeah, sure. So I am currently located in Miami, Florida, and I have become, over the past couple of years, the Torah tech guy. So I'm a rabbi by training, and I've served as a Jewish clergy person for the past 25 years, mostly in synagogue settings, also in educational institutions. And in the past 2 years, I've always been a geek. I've always been a bit of a nerd. Probably more than just a bit of a nerd, come to think of it. But in the past 2 years, I've really been taking that love of technology, that love of discovering new things and being creative and being curious, and I've put it to good work. And I've been trying to help Jewish communities, Jewish leaders across the country and really around the world do better. Use these tools that we have at our disposal, these amazing tools that we have at our disposal, to do better, to reach more people, to share whatever their their vision is, their mission is, whatever the big ideas and values that they want to share with the world. We can use these technological tools to help us do that, and we can do it well. So that's what I'm trying to do with people.
But you said you were a refound Mac person. Let's start there with your behind the stream. What Mac are you using to power Ecamm?
Right now, I'm using two computers. I've got a MacBook Pro over here. This is just a M1 16 gig. And then I've got a Mac Mini, an 8 gig M1 Mac Mini over here. I actually, a couple of weeks ago, started thinking about what is sort of the one piece of tech, what's the one tool that makes this all work for me. And I realized that there isn't one piece. It's an ecosystem that I've built. And part of that ecosystem, really the base of it, is, other than Ecamm, is having one computer that's dedicated just to Ecamm and whatever streaming I'm doing, whether that's YouTube or Facebook or Zoom or whatever. All of that happens on this one computer, and I almost never put anything else on it. All of my content, anything I want to share, if it's a website or a keynote or anything like that, lives on this computer. This is also where I can, if I have Discord open, or if I'm using comms for background Unity comms for certain shows, I have all that running over here. So those are the two computers.
iPad there too as well that you're using?
Yeah, the iPad, I actually use this for telestration. I don't think it's going to work now because my virtual camera did not show up in this production, right? I wasn't able to choose it when I joined this production, so I don't think it will work. But when I'm in just using Ecamm, I set it up so that my iPad comes in as a camera device on top of whatever other camera I've got going. I then just am using an app with an RGB green chroma key background, and then this allows me to write all over myself, right in the screen. So I use it as a telestrator.
It's like mostly. Like a nice whiteboard. Now, I see you have a few Stream Decks there. Tell us a little bit about the Stream Decks.
I do have a few Stream Decks. Yeah, I'm a bit like everyone else. I started with this guy, immediately went to this guy, then went to this guy. So here's my thinking with the Stream Decks. My thinking is I'm a little obsessive compulsive, and again, probably more than a little. And so I need things really, really organized. So the way I've set mine up is, this is my Zoom Stream Deck. This is really just Zoom. So when I'm in Zoom, I've got a mute button. I've got a video toggle button. I can switch from gallery view to speaker view, open my participants panel, my chat, all that other stuff. This is also where I turn my lights on and off. This is just kind of my utilitarian Stream Deck, if you will. This guy over here is my, if you would call it, my video switcher. So this is where I keep all of my shows. It's got all my different shots in it. If I have overlays, I'll have those here also. And then this one over here I use just for audio. I actually don't do a lot of audio in my streams. That's not the kind of stuff that I'm doing. But if I have music playing in the background for a particular class or a workshop that I'm teaching, I might use this. If I'm running any videos, really all of the audio media lives over here, and this is the visual stuff over here.
Very good. So speaking of audio, tell us a little bit about your microphone setup there.
Yeah, so this is a Heil PR40, which I'm a part of the Office Hours crew. I don't know if people know about officehours.global. It's an amazing group of media specialists that meet every single day.
Is that with Alex?
And Alex Lindsay is
Lindsay,
sort of the leader of that.
Great guy, yeah.
Amazing. So I'm a part of that crew. And so a lot of what you see here is based actually on what I learned from them. So this is the Heil PR40. It's a really, really nice, clean mic with a very basic pop filter on top of it. I've got that running on the Elgato low profile arm, which I would give up my right arm for this low profile arm. It is just the best invention ever. And then I've got that all going into, and this I'm not going to be able to show you very clearly, but I've got all of that going into, this is the Beringer Flow 8. And the reason I love this is because on top of it being a physical mixer that where I can adjust faders and stuff, it also connects Bluetooth to an old tablet that I have here, and it gives me a lot of flexibility. So I'm actually running both computers into the Flow 8, which then comes out into my MacBook Pro, into Loopback. I do some weird kind of stuff, moving zoom here and not there and this, that. It then goes back into the Flow 8. So I have each computer, Zoom, and some different programs all set up on different channels. Then I've got 3 outs. I've got a main out, which goes out to you. I've got a monitor out, which goes into my ears. And then I've got another speaker in the room if I'm just listening to a YouTube video. And I'm able to, using this, I'm able to define exactly what I want to go into what mix.
What kind of cameras are you using and lenses?
Sure. So I started with this guy in the back that I was showing you before, the Panasonic. What is that? A V770, I think. It's a Panasonic camcorder. It was fine, but I quickly learned that using a mirrorless was the way to go. And so then I got this guy, which is my Sony A6400 with the lens that everyone puts on their A6400, the Sigma. 1.4, 16 millimeter. It's fantastic. I've got that sitting inside a teleprompter with, you can't see it, it's a little low.
I can see it. We can see it there.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry about that. So I've got the Glidegear TMP 100 teleprompter and then a Lilliput 10-inch monitor in there, and I can throw either Ecamm or Zoom, or in this case, I've just got my Brave browser up there so that I can see what I'm doing using as a confidence monitor. So that's awesome. The A6400. Over here, I've got a ZV1 that I brought in as sort of just an extra. I actually got this for when I travel. I wanted to have a kit that I could bring along without breaking everything down. So that's that, and it's not color shaded right now, so that's why it looks very dark. And then I've also got this guy up here, my over-the-top shot. This is actually this is a trick I learned from Alex Lindsay, actually. This is an old iPhone that I am airplaying into an old Apple TV that I have plugged in to my ATEM Mini over here.
Oh, very good.
So I'm able to just use that as a fourth camera, and it just airplays into my ATEM Mini.
How about your lighting? Lighting's always a challenge for everybody. Yeah.
So I would actually say that before the lighting, the most important part of my setup here is actually a sit-stand desk. This is probably the first thing I bought, and I don't even remember where I got it, but it's one of those, electronic sit-stand desks. When I'm presenting, when I'm teaching, when I'm leading prayer, I want to be standing up. I want to be able to bring the energy that comes with being in that posture. And then what I've done is I've literally clamped everything to this desk. So it all just goes up and down with me. In order to get good lighting that will clamp easily to a desk, I went with the Elgato Key Lights. They were probably more expensive than I wanted to, but they're beautiful. They work flawlessly. They clamp right to the desk. Easy peasy. You know,
And they
it's
work
just
with the Stream Deck that you already have.
and they work with the Stream Deck that I already have. So I've got two. I've got one over here, which is just a little lower down and a little brighter. I've got another one over here, which is a little higher and a little softer, just as a little fill light. I've also got back here. I think I just got that at Home Depot. It's just a smart bulb that I put into an old what do you call those things? A lamp, a desk lamp,
Just a regular
thing.
lamp. Yep.
Right. And then I just have smart plugs that I plug that into. So I use that as a hair light. And then I've just got some different accent lighting around me. I have a Pavo tube, an Nanolite Pavo tube that I'm using, and some other stuff. But that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you showing us around. One last, a couple of questions we do like to ask on this segment is what is your favorite piece of gear? The one thing you couldn't do without. Pick one. You can't. It's like you can't pick all of them. What's the one thing that really makes your stream better, or makes it easier, or makes it look better?
That's easy. Ecamm.
Okay, Ecamm. There you go.
Without it, all of this. By the way, all of the gear that I have would work without Ecamm. I could absolutely do a stream with all this without Ecamm, but from scenes to overlays to everything, that the way Ecamm brings it all together, that's the one thing I could not live without.
Awesome. And so the other question too is, what's the next piece of gear? What's that next thing you're saving up for, looking forward to?
Yeah. I'd have to say I'm definitely looking forward to what Apple might announce in March. Really eager for a Mac Mini Pro. With an M1 Pro chip. If that doesn't come to pass, I'm also really excited about the TS4 new dock. I've got a TS3 here along with a couple others, and the TS4 looks really sweet.
That is so awesome. I appreciate you for letting us go behind the stream. Why don't you let everybody tell us a little bit more about where we can find more information about you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brent. Yeah. So I'm at www.torahtechguy.com. Torah is the Hebrew word for Jewish learning, torahtechguy.com. And I've got a bunch of stuff there, resources, videos, links. I'm not in this to make money, so I'm not really selling anything here. Just wanting to share my love of technology and Torah with everyone else.
Well, I think it's great. And thank you very much for joining us on Behind the Streams. And good luck to you. And we look forward to seeing if you get the Mac Mini M1 Pro or M2, whatever it comes out. I think we'll all be excited. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Brent. Love the show.